And hello. Have a little trouble getting Instagram kicked off this evening. Give me just a second. It says that it's streaming now, but it said that before. And then it wasn't. So we shall see. Not so sure that it's going to take. Let's see what happens if I just press go live. Well, that'd be a big fat nothing. All right, well, I guess Instagram doesn't get any love this evening. Okay, so let's go ahead and start talking about tonight's topic. And what I want to talk about is AI in healthcare and how you should be harnessing it, like getting in front of it. Um, there's a lot going on. So for those of you who don't know me yet, I'm Rod. I'm a digital health guy. I'm a nurse, computer scientist, project program manager. Lived all over the world, living in the UK now. Quite enjoying life. Have done a lot of great work in digital health all around the world for about the last 25 years. So, quick show of hands here. Has your hospital rolled out any of the AI tools yet? Even just ambient scribing or AI documentation, any of that kind of thing? Because if it hasn't, well, it's coming. Today, we're going to go deep on a question that I get all the time from clinical people. So, AI is coming. Should I be worried about my job? Or should I be excited about my career? So by the end of this live, I hope you know which camp you should be in and why the answer might surprise you. So I'm going to share some data points later that shows one group of nurses saved about 10-20 minutes per shift. That's or 10 minutes to 30 minutes per shift. That's every shift because of AI. That's not a huge difference, and that's not job replacement. That's a little bit of relief. That's an extra cup of coffee, extra tea, that sort of thing. So I wanted to start back when. It was a moment, and I remember it clearly. I was standing in the hallway at the hospital, and I was holding my schedule, and I had a bag of vancomycin in one hand, and a tray of butter in the other hand, and I'm headed to two different patients' rooms, just trying to decide which one I should bring first, and realizing I'm a highly trained clinical person, and I'm basically like a waiter. I'm a cog here. I'm processing patients. I'm not caring for things. This is a huge difference from what I thought I would be doing. But really, that realization hit hardest when I wasn't at work. It was when I was at home. I'd be back from a run of night shifts or whatever, and I just had nothing left. I didn't have anything for my family, not for myself. My clinical expertise was being consumed by a system, not amplified. I was burning bright and fast, losing the will to live quickly. I started asking, what if my expertise could work at scale? What if instead of seeing 6 or 12 patients in a day, I could influence 6 or 12,000 patients in a day through the digital systems, through the digital systems that patients must pass through. At the time, there weren't a lot of digital systems, so it was a good bit of foresight on my part, but still. If you've ever felt that way, if you've driven home after a shift and feel like you're a glorified data entry clerk, well, then this is the conversation for you today. The clinical expertise that you have is not the problem. The system you're trapped in is the problem, and AI might just be your exit door. So here's a belief I want to challenge today, that AI is something that's happening to us, and it's a threat that we have to survive. I want to flip that around completely. I want to say that AI in healthcare is following the exact same trajectory as EHR adoption, and clinical people were the ones who made EHRs work, not the tech companies, not the IT departments. The nurses and doctors who sat down, learned the system, and translated it for everybody else. And here's the thing that most people don't realize. The window to become one of those leaders, like I just described, is open right now, but it's going to close. We're in the exact same 2 to 3 year window that existed for EHR and EPR systems when they were being rolled out. The clinicians who positioned themselves perfectly got the early CMIO roles, the clinical informatics leads, the consultancy contracts like me. In 2027 and 2028, as the AI mandates hit healthcare systems, that wave is going to break, and you want to be on it, not under it. So the demand is already here. This month, a major UK digital health outlet published an analysis with the headline, "Outsourcing Won't Fix the NHS Digital Workforce Gap." NHS England has publicly acknowledged it cannot fully resource its digital transformation internally. It needs clinical professionals who understand both the system and the technology. That gap is an opportunity with your name on it. Meanwhile, in the US, a hospital called Mercy ran their ambient AI scribing pilot, and then nurses were saving 10 minutes to about half an hour per shift. Patient satisfaction went up a little bit, just under 5%. Burnout conversations changed. This is a big deal. This is AI workflow integration and working, because clinical people were out there saying this is how it should work. They didn't just use the tool, they owned it. They decided what the right answer was. So AI doesn't threaten your clinical edge, it amplifies it. The clinicians who embrace digital transformation become leaders, and the ones who wait become users. There's a difference in career trajectory, income, and lifestyle between those two paths. I want to be really clear, though. I'm not here to sell you on some particular platform or system. I don't care if it's Epic or Cerner or the next big thing that comes along. If you spend your time with some of this technology, become a specialist, or you go deep into AI and you become an AI expert and AI ethics committees kind of person, whatever it is that you go into, your real value, the real currency, is your clinical expertise that's been matched with that. That's what's scarce. The technology is just the wrapper. Kind of matters less. So it doesn't really matter which one you pick or exactly what you do. So I want to talk about some of the actual careers here. A few paths I see clinical people taking right now. Clinical informatics leads. You're the bridge between clinical workflow and the technical teams. UK salaries are running 80 to 120,000 a year. US 120 to 180,000 a year. AI clinical reviewer or ethics oversight. Healthcare systems need clinical people to review AI outputs, flag bias, validate recommendations. The European Union AI Act comes into full force August 2026, and any high-risk AI systems in healthcare must have a designated human overseer. That's a clinical role by design. It's one where you're not taking care of patients. Health tech consultants, freelance and contract work, like I did for the longest time. They're advising EPR vendors and health systems on clinical transformation. This is where you get your $15,000 months from. I know, because those are the ones that I've had. CMIO, digital healthcare leads. This is the senior leadership. If you're a bit further along in your career, this is how you step into a leadership role within this new AI world. So the EHR AI arms race is real right now. Epic, Cerner, Meditech, all the major vendors, they're embedding AI as infrastructure in 2026, not as an add-on anymore. They're putting it at the core. They need clinical professionals who understand both the workflows and the patient impact, and that's you. And for the coaches in the room, and you're wondering about numbers, this journey usually goes something like this. Part-time consulting, 3 or 4, maybe 5,000 a month, moves to full-time remote clinical advisory, 8, 10, 12,000 a month, moves to senior digital health leadership of 15,000 plus per month in consulting. It's not instant, but it is real. I want to paint two pictures. First, you, 18 months from now, still doing the same shifts, still doing the same work, maybe a little more AI in the background, but fundamentally the same role. Same shifts, same Sunday night dread. That's the path of waiting. The second version of you, 18 months from now, is where you're advising a health system on their clinical AI governance framework. You're working remotely or on your own terms. You've got a consulting income. You look back at shift work the way I do, not with bitterness, but with gratitude for what it taught you and the relief that you made the move. I once took a role with the Dubai hospitals, 9,000 miles away. I did it from home. I was there for a little bit. That was nice. Dubai was kind of fun. And then I went home and worked remotely for them for about the next year. That's what happens when your expertise travels digitally. AI era clinical consulting doesn't have a postcode. It has a laptop. The shift work freedom arc is real. I've lived it. I've coached dozens of other clinical people through it. It starts with believing that your clinical expertise is worth more than your current pay grade, and then backing yourself up so you can make the move. I've recently had a successful client. She not only moved from clinical role into digital health, but she's actually changed countries. She's living in Ireland now. She started off in Chicago. It's a very small world. There's lots of people dying to get at your expertise. You may say to yourself that you don't have a technical background. Is this only for IT people? No, it's not only for IT. The lady I just mentioned, she's a transplant nurse. She can copy paste stuff, but she doesn't know how to write a single line of Python. She doesn't know how to write a single line of any kind of code, and it doesn't matter, because her clinical judgment is what really matters. If you're thinking you're too senior, you can do this in your 50s as well. You're more likely to go into the leadership kinds of roles, plain and simple. And you don't have to give up your clinical registration. You don't have to give up your clinical side entirely. You can do however much you want. You can step into a role that's hybrid. You can step into a role that's smaller to start with. You can move, or you can move back. It doesn't matter. Here's what I want you to leave with today. AI is not coming for your career. It's coming to create a new tier of clinical leadership that didn't exist 5 years ago. The clinical people who move into digital transformation roles, into clinical AI oversight, into health tech consulting, into informatics leadership, they're going to look back at 2026 as the year they made the move. Or they're going to look back and say they wish they had. I teach an abundance mindset in my coaching. There are enough roles for all of us. When I move into a new area, I bring others with me. I've mentored clinical people into the roles I've vacated because the market is growing faster than any of us can fill it. If you want a clear, structured path, your digital health career roadmap, DM me roadmap. Let's get started. I'll send you my digital health career transition guide. That's free. And perhaps we should meet and discuss your future and see if I can help you down that road just a little bit quicker. So next week we're going to move on to a whole different topic. Patient outcomes, legacy, and the most meaningful work of your career might be ahead of you in this digital world. Hope everyone is well tonight, and I'll see you again next week. Thanks.